discovery comes almost 2 years to the exact date that Joanne Dudek went missing here in Anthem. I spoke with her family from Long Island, New York, who tell me there's a lot more questions than answers right now. They do have some closure now that remains have been found, but they know it's a long road ahead of them as they search for justice for Joanne Dudek. She's one of 5 siblings from a New York close, tight-knit family. Dudek's niece, Erin Murtha, tells me that Joanne lived in her Anthem home with her husband, Walter, their daughter, and their daughter's boyfriend. In November of 2022, days went by with unanswered texts and unanswered calls from Dudek, something that was really rare and uncommon. Her family in New York was confused before they were concerned. Weeks went by before a missing person report was filed. The family in New York started asking questions.
Due to the evolving storyline of what had happened on the 13th, our family started to get the feeling that the people who were living in that house were not telling the truth about what had happened on the 13th.
We also know that Walter, Dudek's husband, passed away in April of 2023. So many questions in this case, but now that the remains of Joanne Dudek has been found, this has gone from a missing persons case to an active homicide investigation. The family in New York tells me that all ties have been cut off with Dudek's daughter for the sake of the investigation. In Anthem, Kenzie Beach, Fox 10 News.
Thank you, Kenzie. An arrest is made a year after a couple is shot to death inside their home in Peoria. Police and U.S. Marshals took 21-year-old Alexander Lee Smith into custody yesterday in Gilbert. On November 11th of last year, detectives say that he forced his way into the victim's home near 79th Avenue and Peoria and opened fire, killing 42-year-old Susie Ephraim and her husband, 52-year-old Walter Mitchell. Smith has been booked on 2 counts of first-degree murder. Police do not believe that this was a random act of violence. New at 6, a fire forcing a family of 4 out of their home in Phoenix tonight. The heavy smoke could be seen coming from that home near 24th Street and Bethany Home Road this morning. Phoenix Fire saying that the fire started in the attic, but the cause is still under investigation. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. The city's community assistance program is helping the family find another place to stay for the time being. It's been nearly 2 weeks now since a contract between Blue Cross Blue Shield and Phoenix Children's Hospital came to an end, and there's no end in sight as the two sides appear to be off by tens of millions of dollars. We spoke to a man named Eric more than a year ago who had United Healthcare. He was worried that he would lose coverage for his son, Brock, at the Children's Hospital during a contract dispute. Brock has an inoperable tumor behind his eye that requires daily chemo pills and quarterly MRIs. Now the family is dealing with health care problems once again as they switched to Blue Cross Blue Shield this year. The deal between the insurance company and the hospital expired on Halloween. Eric's now worried about losing his son's doctors.
Get even remotely close to that point with a new facility and a different set of physicians would take years. And do we have time to do all that? I mean, when you're talking about your child who has a brain tumor, a couple years can be an eternity. So we definitely don't have that time.
And the insurance company says it's offering continuity of care to continue paying to wrap up those treatments for some patients. But Eric isn't sure what that means for Brock because the child's treatments will never end. For more on what families should know, we have that for you at fox10phoenix.com. You decide tonight. Democratic Arizona Congressman Ruben Gallego has been declared the winner of the U.S. Senate race. The Associated Press called that race just before 10 o'clock last night. Gallego defeated Republican Kari Lake by more than 72,000 votes. He replaces outgoing independent Senator Kyrsten Sinema, and he also becomes the first Latino to represent Arizona in the U.S. Senate. Gallego spoke to his supporters in South Phoenix last night following his win.
The veterans out there that suffer from PTSD, for the single moms working 2 jobs and raising their 3 kids, for the dads who have to miss bedtime because they want to work that extra shift, and for the kids sleeping on the floor, dreaming about a better America and a better future. This victory is for you. Thank you, Arizona.
And Gallego returned to Capitol Hill today for Senate orientation, and he posted this image on social media saying, "No time wasted, hitting the ground running and ready to work for Arizona." Kari Lake has not yet publicly conceded the race. The former TV news anchor also hasn't conceded the race for Arizona governor that she lost in 2022. There's still no official winner declared in the 6th congressional district race. That is in southern Arizona. Right now, Republican Congressman Juan Ciscomani, the incumbent, is leading Democrat Kirsten Engel by more than 5,200 votes. Ciscomani serving his first term in Congress, and Engel is a former state lawmaker. A Democratic state lawmaker has conceded her race to her Republican challenger. Representative Judy Schwiebert served in the House for the past 4 years and ran for state Senate in Legislative District 2. She was defeated by Shauna Bullock, who's ahead by more than 3,800 votes. Voters also retained Bullock's husband in last week's election. Clint Bullock is a justice on the Arizona Supreme Court. At the Arizona Capitol today, lawmakers elected their party leadership for the next session. That begins in January. Republican State Representative Steve Montenegro has been named House Speaker. He represents Legislative District 29, that's in the West Valley, and he's been serving in the House since last year after previously serving from 2009 to 2017. Montenegro replaces Ben Toma as Speaker. Toma lost the GOP primary in the 8th congressional district race to Abe Hamadeh. Warren Peterson will return as Senate President for a second term. The Gilbert Republican has served at the legislature since 2012. The opening day of the 57th legislature is January 13th. State Representative Oscar de los Santos has been named House Democratic Leader. He served as Assistant Minority Leader during the last session. He represents South Phoenix, Laveen, and Guadalupe in District 11. State Senator Priya Sundaresan has been named Senate Minority Leader. The Tucson Democrat represents Legislative District 18 and was first elected to the Arizona Senate last year.